One of the biggest myths of knee replacement recovery is that you're going to be back to normal in 6 weeks. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through where exactly this myth comes from, what the reality of healing actually looks like, why this particular myth is so dangerous, and the truth that you should believe that is going to serve you much better. Okay, first of all, you hear this myth from many different sources. It could be your doctor, although I highly doubt it. It could be your physical therapist, although I highly doubt it. It's likely friends, family that think that you should be further sooner, or even blog posts or random people on the internet. It sounds comforting, but what it truly does is set you up for disappointment and shame. My surgeon told me that it was going to be a year for my full recovery, and I certainly didn't believe him. I said to myself, this is going to be 3 months max. Well, that week 6 deadline came, and I was like, yeah, I'm nowhere close. When he graduated me at my 6-week checkup, I was like clenching in the office to stay there. Here's the reality of what healing actually looks like. It looks like fatigue, errant pains out of nowhere, even setbacks that feel like failure. Spoiler alert, you don't have setbacks. It also feels like emotional spirals. It feels like not sleeping, doing great one day, not so great the next. I could not lift my leg into my own bed for 2 weeks post-op. Some people say it takes longer, and I didn't understand why at all. At 5 months post-op on my first knee, I actually tried a workout program from Beachbody, and I couldn't do it. I got through like 4 days and my knee hurt. I really thought there was something wrong. I actually ended up just taking some time off, like a month. Before I got back into it, I skipped the next month and then I started back in again, and it was a whole different story. And it's crazy how it works like that. For many people, it takes 12 to 18 months. I've even heard 24 months for some people. So why this myth is so dangerous is for a few reasons. When you believe that 6 weeks is the timeline, you can push too hard, too fast. And that's actually going to set you back, because the more you push, the more that knee will swell up and the less range of motion that you'll have. At least that's what I found for myself. Or the opposite happens. You feel like you're failing, so you give up too early. Also, comparison takes over. You start looking at what your neighbor's doing and what your neighbor's accomplishing, and you have no idea how far along they are. You just start looking at what they're doing and you think you're behind. And that timeline can become a source of anxiety, not motivational at all. I've seen people push themselves too far because another person was doing that at their same timeline. This usually results in slower healing because it takes more time to rest. Also, I know I felt shame for not hitting milestones that other people were hitting around me in physical therapy. I was at physical therapy and I would see people surpassing me all the time. And here's the reminder. Your medical team is going to be your best perspective on how fast or how slow you should be moving. And here's something to believe instead. Healing is not linear and it doesn't follow a calendar. Just because you have your replacement in April doesn't mean you're going to be back to normal by July. It doesn't mean that you won't. It just means that there's no hard and fast deadline. Your timeline for your body is your timeline for your body. Here's something you can go off of instead. Track your body and how it feels. How is it responding to physical therapy sessions? Is it getting harder? Is it getting better? Because I'm here to tell you, friend, the little wins matter. The ones that you can't measure, the intangibles, are just as important as the tangibles. Here's the thing. I love to share the ice cube story because it's such good perspective. Your body is always healing and it's always regenerating cells. So if you put an ice cube out on a paper plate and you slowly increase the temperature of the room, you keep looking at the ice cube and nothing seems to be changing. Same with your knee. You keep looking at it and nothing seems to be changing. But as the temperature goes up in the room, you start noticing little drips of water coming out of the ice cube. Then another, then another. And before you know it, there's a puddle underneath the ice cube. None of that changed overnight. That change started happening the minute you started raising the temperature in the room. It's the same thing with your knee. This is what I can offer you. Perspective. I had to keep reminding myself that I was healing. I'm rebuilding, and I'm not broken. You're not broken. We are healing. Our bodies are doing us a service. We need to have compassion for our bodies in what the body is doing. You are not behind, my friend, and you are not broken. Your body is healing on its own timeline. So let go of the 6-week deadline that you have yourself on and grab the vision that you started with before you got your knee replaced. You saw yourself doing things that you had never done before. Lean into that, because progress is not a date, it's a direction. And if you liked what you heard today, subscribe to this channel, check the links in my description, and I'll see you soon.